Hello, welcome to the Sheep and Oak podcast. This is episode 3. This is a knitting podcast. My name is Danielle, 29 years old, and I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with my fiance and our dog and our cat. And since it's been 5 months since I last podcasted, we are celebrating with some grocery store Chardonnay. So I hope you have something fun to consume as well, whether that's tea or coffee or hot chocolate. But it's summer now. Well, it's almost summer. It's springy, summery time. It's May. I've been in a fantastic mood lately. I was so busy this past semester with school and with life, and so I just took a break from trying to force myself to be productive with knitting and podcasting and stuff. Like, I was on survival mode, seriously, for this semester. So I'll have like a little life update section at the end. So if you're interested in what's been going on, I'll talk about it later. But here's to podcasting again, and thanks to everyone for being here with me. It's very exciting. Very, very adequate. Okay, so let's get right into it because I usually talk a lot. So let's go. This is my first finished object. It is what I'm wearing. This is my little book. My goodness. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is My Little Secret Crop by Jessie Maed. And this is the 5th time I have made this. 3 for other people, 2 for me. My other one is bright bubblegum pink. Very cute for summer. And this one is it's steel blue. And it's in Kobu by Lion Brand. It says it's a weight 3, which I think is like a DK. Yeah, I don't know. This pattern is super simple. I really needed something just easy and breezy to do one weekend when I had some free time, and I didn't want to do any of my like wintry knits that I was working on, so I needed something new and fresh and summery. And yeah, because it was like a fantastic weekend in April. It was really hot. Spent the whole weekend outside, knit this in one weekend, and I was happy. So I highly recommend all of Jessie Maed's designs because she's very size inclusive, and her designs are like thoughtful, and they're like good for all knitting levels. Like, she explains different things. If you're a beginner, like, she'll get into like specifics of like, so if you see this in a pattern, what does that mean? And then you'll know. So I remember when I first knit this pattern, I definitely learned something. So this is what it looks like. Hold on. From the back. Yep. Little crop top. Versatile. Awesome. My little secret. I used size 5 needles for the main body, which are 3.75 millimeters, and I knit the extra small. Oh, and this yarn is 51% cotton and 49% bamboo, which is a very nice summer yarn for a summer top. Okay, moving on. This one gave me some grief. If you were here last time, I was talking all about how I was going to try to add short rows to make this like perfect for my brother who can't have something touching his neck. And short rows, if you add short rows to the back of a garment, then it brings the back of the garment up in the back and the front of the garment down. So you can like see more on the back here than you can, like the front is lower than the back, basically. And I thought that would be enough to fix this for him because he tried it on and he was clearly uncomfortable. He was like, uh-oh, okay, let me fix it. But that wasn't even the only thing. It was too tight. It was too small because he's much broader than I remembered. He's my little brother, so I don't know why he's broad, but whatever. So his arms were too big and his back was too broad, and clearly this was not the right size, and I need to learn way more about knitting for people who aren't my size, because that's going to be a problem with something else that I've been knitting on. But luckily, Ben, my fiance, and I are the same size. So it fits him perfectly because I basically knitted it for him and just assumed it would also fit my brother. But that didn't happen. But anyway, Ben adores this. He wore it like every other day in the winter and made me so happy. Like I would just come home from work and he'd be wearing it more often than not. So it has a good home now. And I know, and I'm not upset. I know I was very upset in the time that I like messed up and I like messed up my brother's gift and I was like, oh man. But I told him, you know, I'm going to make him another one that's going to be better for him. But it turned out to be perfect because Ben loves this. And now I get to see him wearing it all the time. Well, not now that it's hot, but yeah. This is, let's see, I did not discuss it yet. This is the Doodlegenser. Sorry, I should say that in the beginning. Doodlegenser by Anna and Heidi Pickles. And the yarn is Juniper Moon Farms La Pampa. And I discussed all the colors in it in the last one. So I won't go on and on about that. But yes, okay. So this is a very loved piece of knitwear. So it turned out okay in the end. And the short rows work perfectly for Ben. It fits him like a glove. It's awesome. Okay, the next thing that I was also having trouble on, and you guys were very kind in the comments. Thank you for explaining to me what the issue was and what I needed to do. So before I go on too far, this is the Hopi by Linka Neumann. And I used Briggs & Little Heritage 2-ply. So last time I was discussing how the neckline did not sit on me properly. It was like choking me, just like the other one, but worse. And I had tried to put in short rows, but the short rows I did were too short. They're basically just like in the back section here. What I needed to have done, which people in the comment section, thank you, told me, is make them much longer so that it's like basically, like they were saying, it should be like a whole crescent moon. I don't know if it's hard to show you and see, but actually maybe this would show you. You see how like the front is much shorter, the purple, than in the back. So that really helps it sit properly on your body because our bodies are not symmetrical front to back. Like we have much longer backs than chests. Whatever. This is just how garments are supposed to sit. So it's odd to me that this one didn't have any short rows in it or any kind of shaping whatsoever. Maybe if I had used the same yarn that they did, it would have been okay, but it wasn't okay. Anyway, even after I did the short rows and it was still it was like rolling a little bit, so I added 2 rows of ribbing and it fits me perfectly and I've been wearing it all winter. I put away all of my winter sweaters, like my bought winter sweaters yesterday to make room for bringing in the summer stuff, but I didn't have the heart to put this like in a bin and put it in the closet. I don't I want it to stay out because I love it so much. Yeah, Briggs & Little Heritage 2-ply. No, was that it? Yeah, it is actually fantastic. It does itch me on my spots that I have eczema, but everywhere else it's totally fine. I usually just wear a long sleeve t-shirt underneath of it so that it doesn't itch me. And I can wear it all day. It doesn't itch my neck. Nothing. It's perfect. And I'm not going to try this on because it is very hot today. And because I did try it on last time. But just trust me that it fits perfectly now. And it's all good. It's completely done. Armpits, everything. Yep. Finished object. Great. Okay, moving on. This one I was working on last time too. And it is finished, and I love it. I also adore this. I'm a huge fan of Briggs & Little. When I go back to Canada, I'm buying them all up. Because at first I was like, okay, like this will be just a budget yarn. Like I'll just get a couple cheap projects in. No, I love it. I love it. It's rustic. It's like it softens up with like washing and use, and it's warm as heck, easy to use, cheap. 100% wool, a Canadian brand, which I love because I'm Canadian. yeah, anyway, so this is my dream sweater. Also Briggs & Little, but it is a sport weight 1-ply. Briggs & Little Sport 1-ply. 100% wool. The colors are rust and sheep's gray. And I used a US size 6 or 4mm needle. My nanny, my grandma, bought me this yarn for my birthday when I was in Nova Scotia last summer. So thank you, Nanny, very much. I have some stuff to say about this. So yes, this is the dream sweater, which a lot of people have knit. There was like a big knit along going on. This pattern got pretty popular, I think because it was free for a short time. So it kind of blew up. So you might have seen it. Maybe I'll put a picture of what it's supposed to look like, because I changed the pattern because it didn't work with my yarn. So this is what it's supposed to look like. But my yarn was a whole lot thinner than the pattern, and the pattern or the color work was too thin for my thin yarn to show up. And I wish I had taken a picture of it before I unraveled it, but I was doing that leafy pattern and it was coming off. You weren't seeing a picture. It was just kind of a smattering of random stitches in random colors. It looked horrible with this yarn. So yes, I do love this yarn, but this yarn was not good for that pattern, and it was impossible unless I was holding it double or something. But anyway, so no, I just came up with this on my own, actually. I think, what did I do? I went on to Google and I Googled color work or something, and I just looked at different, I mixed up a couple different things, and I also I tried to make it thick, I didn't want to have one stitch of the sheep's gray showing at once because it got lost. So it had to be 2 at a time always. So that's why this is kind of thicker, I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, but I do think it turned out really well for something that I just made up. Yeah, this is the same. I didn't change this part, these little arrows or whatever. That is the same. Everything else, except I did do extra rows in between the texture because my yarn was a lot smaller than what they called for, so my gauge was a lot smaller both width and lengthwise, so I needed to add length, and I did, so it worked out great. I get compliments on this all the time. I'm sad I won't get to wear it again for a while because it's super warm, but hey, maybe I'll try this one on because this one you really haven't seen before, so okay, I'll try this one on. Ta-da! It's really nice. I like it. I like Briggs & Little. Yep. I think my eczema is actually it usually gets worse in the winter. So right now it's not, I actually don't feel any kind of itching on the inside of my elbows where I usually get it. So, whoo, it's warm. Anyway, this is it. I'm comfortable, with the prickliness of it is what I'm trying to say. It is easy to wear right now if it wasn't so dang hot. Yep, this is it. It's kind of a longer one because I didn't want to continuously make just cropped things. I wanted this one to be one, a reliable one I could wear to work because I'm at work all the time. So gotta have things that I like to wear at work. Do, 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 do. Yes. Okay, I'm going to change out. And we're back. Okay, what's next? Oh my goodness. Okay, my last finished object is how would you say this? It was finished and then it wasn't. It was unfinished, but no, because we already used the word unfinished. Whatever. It was definished. Yeah, let's say definished. So these are my Hyak socks that I made for Ben. He wore them every day for a month, which is fantastic. I mean, they were meant for indoor slipper socks, But because he wore them every day, they were always sitting out somewhere. So multiple times our dog got them. They're also very used. These are, I haven't bothered to wash them because you'll see. So this is another bit that I was going to have to fix. This part, it took me quite a while. I didn't know, I've never darned socks before, so I had to learn. I didn't bother with the stripe on the part that I fixed because I was like, you know what, this doesn't matter. It just needs to be functional. So I just Did a little darning thing there. It was the first time ever. So I was proud of that. But then he ripped it again. And then I came home from work one day and Ben's like, Danko got the socks again. I'm like, oh, hopefully it was the same one that I had already fixed. No. Look at this. Look at this. It's destroyed. I'm like, maybe like I can just cut this off and just like use this top part, fix this little hole in this guy, and like continue to use these socks, but Danko. These were the Hyak socks. They are no longer. They are nothing now. I wasn't so mad. It was funny. It's like he did get a lot of use out of these, which is wonderful. These are also Briggs and Little. Wow. Got a lot of Briggs and Little for my finished objects. Yes, these are Briggs and Little Tuffy, which are their like bulky weight or Aran weight sock yarn. It's 80% wool and 20% nylon, and the color is oatmeal for the lighter color and Oxford gray for the darker one. I have plenty of yarn left in this. I could make a whole nother pair without even, like I could just throw these away and make another pair, but they're salvageable, so. Who's coming? Danko's coming. Yes, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about this disaster. Look what I'm showing. Yeah, huh? Do you want to come say hi? This is the menace himself. Up, up. Yes, that's a good boy. I love you. Yes, I love you. Thank you. No. Okay, bye. Wait, he's got my yarn on him. Okay. Okay, bye, Bubs. No, get out of here. Well, I'm glad you got to see that. That's my baby. He is just still a pup. He's outside now. Ben told me to wait until he brought him back upstairs, but I was like, no, I want to keep going. Well, we'll keep going for a little bit. I'm excited. I'm having a good time. Okay, I talked about the socks. That's all my, no, it's not all my finished objects. I have more. Those are all my finished objects from the last podcast that I was working on last time. Yes, okay. Now, okay, this is my most recent one that I just finished. It is for a baby. It's a baby blanket. It's so nice and cozy. I needed something like just mindless, and it is just stockinette with garter row edges. So, which was fantastic. No, oh my goodness. Now Danko is fighting to get in, so let me go let him in. Okay. Where was I? Yes, baby blanket. One of Ben's best friends, had his second baby. Danko threw his bone down the stairs. Okay, well, this is regular life. Our dog is, yeah, like I said, he's a puppy. He's turning 2 in a couple weeks, so he's still young and has lots of puppy energy. Yeah, we love him. He loves us so much too. So anyway, yeah, this is just a simple one. This yarn I got, oh, there's the, one second. I got this, and I'm going to talk all about this at the end. I went to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival in Maryland, and I went with my sister, my little sister who crochets. So we had a fantastic time together. This was the first thing that I bought. I saw this and I was like, no, this would be perfect. They had a baby blanket made out of this yarn there. And I was like, oh, it's perfect. I need to knit a baby blanket for this new little baby. And I got it. And I've been knitting monogamously on this since I got it. So I just really wanted to finish it so that we can make plans and go see this baby. She's like 2 weeks old or something now. So the yarn is Island Cotton by Dancing Leaf Dye Works. And it's 100% organic cotton. And I got this little thing. Says Dallas Davidson, Barnesville, Maryland. So local to Maryland. Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. Prizes drawn 5:30. Go follow Dancing Leaf Dye Works and maybe you can get a prize. I forgot to do that. I'm going to do that. So anyway, that is just a simple little baby blanket that is really soft and I can't wait to give it to her. I knitted another baby blanket for her older brother, so now they're both going to have one. Okay, moving along. I had one of the most difficult academic-wise semesters of my life. And I will discuss that later. But I was upstairs in my office, which is also the third floor, which is also like kind of the attic. Not really the attic, but it's the third floor. And it gets either really hot in the summer or really cold in the winter up there. So, I mean, I was layered in every knit I had. I was like, had blankets, I had hot water bottles and everything. But I'm like still typing away, doing homework. And I'm like, I need some of these. So I went stash diving and I found this absolutely such nice yarn. It's so luxurious. This is a gift. This was a gift from Kayla, the girl who made my pottery yarn bowl and my mug that I had last time. And somebody asked me this on my last video. I need to reply to them still, but I think Kayla just started a Instagram for her, like for her pottery. So she's selling her pottery now. So in the description, I'm gonna put her information. But she gifted me this yarn. That's why I brought her up. She gifted me this yarn. She actually got me 2 balls. This one is purple. I asked my mama if she wanted these because I have another ball and I don't need 2 pairs. And she said, yes, absolutely, because she loved these. This is the Cupcake Mittlets, I think, by Shantha Ramachandran. So I used a US 3 or a 3.25 millimeter. So Kayla told me that she got this like secondhand, like somebody was selling their own stash. So I really don't think this is sold anymore. Like, in fact, I'm pretty positive. So this is, but it's called Sublime and it's Angora Merino. It's just really cool. And the colors just have numbers, so that doesn't really help us. Let's see, what else does it say? 80% extra fine merino and 20% Angora. And it is so nice. It sheds for sure, but it doesn't pill. It's very interesting. There's like there's stuff stuck to it, but it's not like pilling. It's so soft. And it kept me warm. Of course, my fingers were still frozen, but what can you do? Maybe I need to knit gloves, like tight little gloves, so I can type and be warm. Now it's hot as heck up there, though, so I don't have to worry about that for a while. But yeah, so these were really quick, very useful, functional, stash busting pair of mittlets. And this will be, and I just used less than one of these, so this will be just enough. I did a little bit of modification. I was going to say altercation. That is not the same thing. Modification, where I didn't want, I wanted to kind of cinch in on my wrist a little bit more than the pattern was going to. So I cast on less and then I increased right away once I got past the ribbing. So this part is a little thinner than what it originally wanted. So that was the only modification I did. That's all of my finished objects. I feel like I haven't really been knitting that much because I've been busy, but I did get things off the needles, which is really nice. And I finished a gift. I made this. You know what? I did fine. Okay. Moving on to my works in progress. I'm so proud of this one. I love this one. I hope it's not getting dark. This is the Craga by Alice Starmore. Knit in woolly knit 4-ply British wool cones in cinnamon brown. I'm using size 6 or 4mm needles. And here's the yarn. I actually don't know what size I'm knitting. I'm sorry. I try to look, but it turns out that I had forgotten that I returned the book, the pattern book, to the library. So I have to take it out again so I can finish this. But I'm not probably going to work on this for a little bit because it's summer now. But anyway, I love this. I'm so proud. Okay, yeah. I'm so proud of this. I love it. I wanted something super cabled. And yes, it takes a while, but it doesn't take that long. And it's just a joy. It's a joy to knit. Truly lovely. And this stuff is not expensive at all. It's quite affordable. So it's rustic. There's little specks of yellow and orange and red. It smells so good. It has been sitting in a bag for a while. It's a little crinkly because of that. But when I took it out of the bag, it was like, it smells so good. Yeah. I started this last year because of Knitting Traditions knit along, rustic knit along. And was it that? It might have been. I think it was that. This is going to be either the front or the back. It's all the same. I think you knit the back a little longer, or maybe not. I don't know. But you knit all the way up from like the bottom, all the way up to where you want like the neck to start. So I feel like I need to figure out now if I need to go further. So that's kind of why I slowed down on it. And then it became warm. So that's that. That's in the Craga, and I adore it. Let's move on. Okay, Gryten by the Weststrand sisters. Yes, this is the one that I had mentioned that I need to get better at knitting for other people that are not my size, because this has been my nemesis for a really long time, like a year now. And I'm making this for my dad. It's a size large. It's not like it's massive, like it's just a large. It's just, I can't get it right. Like it's either been too short, like it was too short in the arms when I tried to like judge it on him on Christmas. So like I wrapped it up anyway, even though it wasn't done, and I gave it to him, and I had him try it on and everything. And it was too small. Like it was definitely too short. So I was like, okay, I have to unravel it, go back, do the sleeves longer, do the body longer. And I did. Now the sleeves seem okay, but the body is like way too long. Like it was like down underneath his butt. And I'm like, okay, no, gotta unravel it again. Luckily, I think I'm gonna keep the arm length, so I don't have to redo any of the arms. Just have to unravel the body to where they connect with the arms and then go back a little further. And yeah, I am gonna be so happy when this is done. It has been, yeah, it has so many hours, but it's gonna be worth it. He is an angel, and he deserves it, and he is very excited for it. Yeah. I love you, Dad. You deserve it. I'm sorry it's taking me so dang long. I don't know what to do. No, I do know what to do. I'm learning. I'm still learning. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, let me just tell you what the stuff is. So it's Gryten by the Weststrand sisters in Knit Pick Swish DK in Rainforest Heather. My doggy's barking at something out the window. In 100% superwash merino, and I am using size 6 or 4mm needles. And yes, it's a size large. Yeah. Okay. Now, this I showed you guys on the very first podcast episode, which is a very long time ago now. And I said that it had been sitting for a long time, so I picked it up again because I just needed something. I just wanted something different to knit on, so I picked this guy up again, and I got like a whole sleeve. This is the Lucca cardigan by the Knit Purl Girl. It's in Paintbox Yarns, Cotton DK, Granite Gray, and the size is medium. And I used a size 7 needle or a 4.5mm needle. Yes, so I had done on the first episode of this podcast, I had done the body, and now I did the sleeve. And I'm actually doing different sleeve than they recommend. They recommend doing a straight all the way down and then cinching in at the wrist to make a balloon puffy sleeve. But I don't think that would look too good with this kind of yarn because it's too floppy. I don't think it would like, it would just kind of fall. It wouldn't look like a nice balloon. Maybe it would, but I just was doing decreases. As you can see, these beautiful, if I can't find any stitch markers, this is where they are. So yeah, this is what I'm working on. It's going to be really nice. I really want cardigans. I haven't made a cardigan, like finished a cardigan yet, and I don't really own many either, and I keep wanting them. So I think it's going to work out great. And it's easy and fun. And that's that. Lucca cardigan. Seriously, it's been on the needles for probably 2 years, so it's time. It's time to finish. Next. Ooh, this one was the other thing that I asked you guys for help, and I got so many great comments, and I really enjoyed like hearing people's reasoning for why they said what they did. Like, I'm talking about the Funfetti. Where is it? The Funfetti by Sylvia Watts Cherry. I'm using Knit Pick Swish DK in 100% superwash merino, and I had shown pictures of my whip, and I kept saying, I was like, I'm not happy with this, but there's like, the colors are like wrong for me, and I don't know what it is about it. And everyone was like, it's the honey, take out the honey. So I did. I actually did this morning because I really have had no plans of like actually continuing this project until maybe fall or something. But I really wanted to show you guys what, like, because we talked about it last time and in the comments so much. So I wanted to show you and see what you think. So I did it. I took out the honey, but I still don't know like which, if any, of this that I like. So so I did this. This is the one I thought. I was like, okay, this is for sure. It's going to start out with this gray. I wonder if I should turn up the light. I think it'll be okay. Yeah. We're starting out with the gray on the bottom. If this doesn't come out right in the video, maybe I'll take pictures of it so you can see up close. But this is okay. And then I tried it with using the brown as the bottom, and then these 3 colors. Again, okay. Like, I feel like, except this one. I don't like this one at all. It's too muddy. This one's okay too. Like, having all the cuffs in like the hems and the sleeve cuffs and the neck all blue, and then the middle would be all grays and brown. I don't mind that either. But I also don't know if I've maybe like lost interest in this pattern. It's okay. My thinking is I will put this away, far away, and I won't think about it again until fall. And then I'll see where, like, which, if any of these that I like. And if not, it's okay. I can just do what I like. I have so many things I want to knit. I'm not going to knit something that I'm not 100% about, like, excited about. So maybe I will be. Maybe I'll pull this out again in the fall and it'll be exciting. But these colors are Delft Heather, the blue, Squirrel Heather, the light gray, Cobblestone Heather, the dark gray, and the brown is Loam Heather. So that's that. Still not thrilled, but it's better than with the honey. The honey didn't, you guys, yeah, everyone was right. Like, the honey doesn't fit in this color scheme. This is the longest swatch I've ever made. I never did this before. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool on its own. Anyway, all right, moving on. This is a weird one. Okay, this is a weird one. So let me preface by saying I will 100% unravel this, but I didn't want to unravel it before I showed you guys because it is still very beautiful. I just absolutely ran out of yarn, and also have discovered that this is the wrong yarn for this project. And I want to, first of all, the project is Snowy Forest by Midori Hirose. I absolutely adore that pattern. It was the first sweater that I ever saw that I said, I will knit that one day. It was when I had only just started knitting blankets, and I had no comprehension of like how to knit a sweater whatsoever, but I saw a picture of that one. I'm like, I'm doing that one day. That is my dream sweater. So I want to do justice to the pattern. I really want to do justice to the yarn because it was extremely expensive, and it's It's the yarn that I bought from Gaspereau Valley Fibers when I was in Nova Scotia. What is it called? Gaspereau Valley Fibers Farm Wool Shop in Wolfville, Nova Scotia. And this is 100% Nova Scotian Cotswold wool. It was very expensive, and it is very nice. It's unlike anything that I've ever worked with, and it's definitely got to do with the way it was spun, and I don't know enough about spinning to tell you like what kind it is, like either woolen spun or worsted spun or something. I don't know. It's very like, it's one ply, and it is like just spun. It's very thick. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you can see. Where's the camera? Possibly you can see? Maybe. I can't tell if it's focusing, but yeah, so fantastic yarn. I truly have never felt anything like it. It's soft. It's heavy. I love how heavy it is. Like sometimes you want something really light. Like some of my other sweaters that I've made have been like so light and airy, but so warm. This one's just like thick and heavy and plush and squishy. And so I thought, yes, okay, this seems like about the right yarn weight to use for Snowy Forest. It is not. It is way too thick. Way too thick. So I was like, okay, well, I'll modify the pattern. And so I did modify it. And like this looks great. It really does look great. Like if I had one more of these, I think I might still go for it, but I'm not going to finish with just these two. These don't go very far, I have discovered. One of these was like just the neck. It was just, yeah, I don't have enough. And the problem is that this pattern eats yarn. It is so heavy. There's so much yarn in this, like this yoke pattern here. It's gorgeous, but I think I'm doing a disservice to the yarn too, because I'm knitting it at too tight of a gauge, because the yarn is much bigger than the pattern called for. So my gauge is massive. I actually cut out 2 rows from each of these cable repeats. So it's already smaller. I cast on less. Like it is smaller in general. I didn't do raglan increases here where they should be. So I was like, okay, if I cut out all of these things, if I cut out like 2, 4, 6, 8 rows here, a bunch here, however many stitches here under the armpits, I'm going to have enough. But I'm to this point and I have 2 things left. One of these might not even make a whole sleeve. And I don't want to, like I could make it cropped and stuff, or I could make it like a short sleeve, but it is way too hot and heavy to be a short sleeve. Like it is going to be a deep winter yarn to wear. So like I said, I want to do this pattern and this yarn justice. So this is not it, but I do love it though. Let me try it on. I'll put it on for you. It's worth it. So you can see. I'm going to have to take out the needles to do this, but that's okay because I'm going to unravel it anyway. So bye-bye. Bye-bye pattern. Losing stitches. Is this backwards? I don't know if there's a front or a back. Oh my god, it's warm. Whew. Okay. So I can't tell what this looks like right now. But here, let me look. Yeah. Okay, super warm, but yes. So it looks great, honestly. If I had like 2 more of those yarns, but they were super limited, there's no way I would get them again. And I don't want to because this isn't the right yarn for the pattern. So unfortunately, this is the end of this snowy forest, but I will make a snowy forest one day. I know it because this is, yeah, this is stunning. So like if I could have made this in this yarn, it would have been so heavy and thick. Oh well. Oh well. But I was proud of it anyway, so I wanted to show you on my podcast. But here we go. So yeah, as you could see, it was very short. There was no way this was gonna do anything unless I had just been like, oh, I'll just do short sleeves. Not happening. Not happening. So, okay, that's that, and that's okay. I went into it kind of knowing, because my gauge was so wrong, I went into that snowy forest pattern like being very aware that this was an experiment and it very well might not work. And it didn't. It's okay. I love the yarn. The yarn is great. I used US 9 needles. That yarn needs, like, I did a swatch and like it needs to breathe kind of. Yeah, it was just too tight, the gauge, so I need to do something else. And I wonder what I'll do with it. I don't have any plans yet, which I like. I don't like having too many exact plans before I knit because then I get tired of them in my brain. My brain is like going over them all the time, thinking like, oh, I'm so excited to knit it. And then like I think that all over and over and over again. And then a couple months later, I'm like, I'm tired of that pattern, even if I haven't started it yet. So I try not to make plans too early. The best way for me is to like get the yarn, get an idea, maybe like, oh, I want to make a cardigan for this. And then when I'm ready to pick up the yarn and knit, then I find the pattern. That works best for me personally. Okay. Yes. Oh yeah. I just wrote down smaller than smallest size. Yeah, I cut out a lot to make it like super small as possible so I could try to get away with using that yarn, but I did not. Okay, I have 2 more works in progress. Let's see. Donegal sweater. There's not much here to see. This is what I'm going to do for my brother instead of the Doodlegenser. This one has the Donegal sweater. I'll put a picture because it's very beautiful. And I cannot remember what the neck looks like. It's like a V-neck. Oh, it's like one of those, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like kind of overlapping V-neck kind of thing. It's there. But anyway, that's what it's going to be because he can't have things touch his neck. So I'm like, why don't I just knit him a pattern that is away completely? So we're just starting out on that. This yarn is, it's called the Donegal sweater by Moira Engel. I'm using Barocco Remix in Pepper, which is, do I have it with me? It's a mixture of different, it's like wool, I think there's nylon, I think there's cotton, there's linen, there's like just, it's recycled fibers. And I made Ben a sweater in this and he adores it and it softens up so nicely and I think it's really nice. It's not soft. It's not like too smooth soft. It's got like a rough kind of feel, but it also like drapes really well once you wash it and wear it. It's very nice. So because Ben loves his sweater that I made in this so much, I'm like, yeah, I'll make one for Jonathan as well. And we've just started. But I unraveled a little bit because I'm actually going to switch up. It's called a wishbone cable on the side that goes all the way up. And in the cable, in some rows you do a yarn over, which causes a very big hole in the fabric. And if I was knitting with wool, it would kind of like fluff up and it would bloom and you wouldn't see that hole, which is what I think that the pattern was knit in is wool. But because this is not wool, you saw like the wishbone pattern looked horrible. It was just not good. You could just see a bunch of holes and it didn't look like anything. So I'm changing it to a different cable there and I will show you later. So that's that, just getting started on it, but it's been nice. It's small enough to be a travel knit right now, which is nice. Okay. Oh, and I'm doing a custom size because the sizes are really weird. It jumps from a 40-inch chest size to a 47, and 47 would be too big, 40 too small. So I'm doing something in the middle. I cast it on 110 stitches, if that helps anybody. I'm using a US size 7 or 4.5 millimeter needle. And that's it. Okay, moving on. Did I say it was pepper? I think I did. So now, my last one, I needed another socks. I do need 2 of them. So yes, I will make another one. But sock right now. This is in the 52 weeks of socks. This is the last one in the book. It's by Lina, like the magazine is by Lina, but the pattern is by the Fibre Creative. And here's like a small picture that they have. I think I like the sock in this picture so much that I was like, when I was trying to find yarn, I just couldn't not see it in blue. I have to have it in blue. And I really like this color. And this looks really, really pretty. It's quite easy and simple. It is a little tight. I feel like maybe I should have gauge swatched or something or whatever, or maybe gone up a size, but I just went in. I went for it. It'll stretch. It's a sock. It's fine. But that's that. I'm doing the yarn is EweKnit's Sock Yeah with an exclamation point. And the color is Topaz. Check this. It's still on. Okay. Color is Topaz. It's a 75% merino, 25% nylon, and the size is, I wrote small. I think there's just two sizes. I did the smaller size. That's that. Okay. That's it for my whips. Yeah, that's it for real. Now we get to talk about the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. I'm going to input video right now because I want you to see it. And I went with Kristen and we stayed in an Airbnb together for 2 nights. It was a fantastic little sister bonding weekend. Kristen, I love you. Thanks for coming with me. And we bought lots. So here we go. This is video from my wonderful time at my first time at a yarn festival. Here we go. I hope you like that. I did. Yeah, we pet sheep. We walked around. We ate festival food. We listened to music. What else? We knitted on the grass. Well, Kristen crocheted because she crochets. She crocheted her shirt. I'm sure you can see it in some of the videos. It's very cute. It had like, I don't know if you can see it, but it had like a corset lace or like a, yeah, corset, I don't know, back where she like ties it in the back and it's like a little corset. Very cute. And I was wearing my ranunculus. And I saw 2 other people wearing a ranunculus. Actually, that was kind of why I wanted to wear it. I wanted to be like, hey, nice ranunculus. Because I assumed people would be wearing it. And they were. And it was nice. I loved it. I love seeing everybody's like knitting in the wild. You don't see people with wearing hand knits like in your daily life. Only yourself. Or the people that you have knitted for. But seeing other people, and also recognizing the patterns. Love that. Loved it. It was great. I probably won't be going back next year because it's I'm getting married next year, so we're gonna have a lot of expenses and a lot of like I won't be able to like spare any time, I'm assuming. Actually, I didn't take any time off work to go. It was like 3.5 hours away, so it was easy. Anyway, it was great. And now let me talk about all of my acquisitions. Actually, this one, yeah, and I did mention that already. This yarn I got there, and it was the first one I got. It was great. Good start. Okay. I got this. Oh my God, how many did I get? I think just 3. Just 3. They're so big. I was like super drawn to only neutral, like earth, natural colors is one of natural colors. I tried. I was like trying to like expand and be like, oh no, I like orange and I like blue and I like rust and everything. And I was like, I want to get a green or something. And no, my eyes were only for natural colors when I was there for some reason. And I just went with it. So I got this, and I don't know about you, but every time I like see a yarn, not every time, whatever, Danielle, not every time, but sometimes when I see a yarn, you know what you're going to make with it. And I don't know the pattern, but I know the look and the feel of the thing that I want. Oh my God, this is so soft. This is 100% alpaca. I want to make a cardigan with this, and I want it to be just stockinette cardigan, like very smooth. Just let like the yarn itself like shine and not have too much like ribbing. I'm hoping to have, you know how petite knit, I'll put a picture of, I don't know if this yarn is going to be okay for this pattern at all, but I do really like this pattern by Petite Knit, and this is the kind of image that I have in my mind for this. So we'll see if I do that one. It might not be the right size yarn at all, so I might not, but it's like a very clean button band is what I'm trying to say, where I think she does stockinette, but it's like a doubled stockinette for the band, I think. I've never knitted that style, but I'm just looking at it and imagining that's what's going on. So it's not like ribbed or garter or whatever some like more rough edged button bands are. That one's like very smooth. All to say, I just want like a smooth finished sleek kind of cardigan with this. It's so soft. Okay, let me tell you what it is, Danielle. Okay. This is Deli's Delights Farm. It's from Louisa, Virginia. Colorway is Nutmeg, and the yarn is called Oh So Soft. Oh, with just an O. I'll type it out. Oh So Soft. And it's 100% alpaca, 650 yards. That is why I think I was like, no, I need to get this. Like, there's so much yarn in here. 650 yards of sport weight yarn. And it's great. Nutmeg. I don't have, like I said, I don't have cardigans, especially don't have one in like a nutty brown. It's great. It's so nice. Kristen got some of these too. Not this color, but she got like a gray one, I think. She got 2 of them. So we both really liked this yarn. And it felt like a good price for the amount that we got. So it's very great. Okay, what's next? Oh, here we got 2 unknowns from the bargain bin. Actually, this one has a tag, but this one does not. This one is very fluffy. I have no idea what it is. Doesn't have a smell. Who knows? It definitely feels like some kind of wool, but it was a couple bucks and I got it. So I wonder what it'll be. Who knows? I just have the one. This one I think is linen. It does, yes, linen. 160 yards. I thought maybe I would do like a little bralette or something with this. Just like a tiny little thing to wear under clothes, because I just want, like, I don't need support. So like a nice knitted bralette. I've been wanting to do that for a while. So that's what I was thinking when I picked this one up. Okay, next. Oh yeah, this was the last thing I picked up because like I said, I was like, Daniel, get some dang color. I'm gonna, like, I knew I would want color later. So I had to tell myself to get it. So I got this. I never knit anything in this color, and I really like this. I'm trying to get more greens because I love wearing green, but for some reason when I buy yarn, I don't buy green. Whatever. So, okay. This is Old Dominion Collection, 100% Virginia cotton in tobacco green. It is 3-ply DK weight, and I'm going to make an awesome summer top out of this, whatever it happens to be. I feel like I can make 2. Like, summer tops don't take that much yarn. So, especially if you do crop ones. We'll see. I have no idea. This one I have no image in my brain of what it's going to be, but there we go. I love this color. I love it. All right. Ooh, I couldn't resist. I was thinking maybe I would do a water bottle case thing. Like Cat Weaver has one that she just came out with. I don't know if these, I feel like she uses more colors. Or no, she doesn't. Hers is cabled. Anyway, I don't know. I just needed it. It's Icelandic wool, I think. And I figured like I could do maybe mittens or something. Like I said, I was drawn to all the natural colors, like natural occurring in the wild colors, you know. So I had to. Icelandic 2-ply, 260 yards. It says Our Sheep, which is very cute and nice that they said it. Blue Fields Farm from Madison, Virginia. So yeah, they both are like the same, Icelandic. I don't think it was dyed. I think this is just the natural colors, which they're so like warm. Oh my goodness. They were expensive, so I didn't get like a ton. I wished I could like just buy sweaters quantities worth of everything, but I did have to get some of them. That's so nice. I just want to sink in. I just want to drown in wool. Okay, last thing I got. Kristen and I both got this because we talked a little bit about trying to like do like dyeing, like doing natural dye, like I don't know, maybe avocado pits or onion skins or whatever, what have you. So we saw this massive cone, and we couldn't resist, so she got one as well. It said on the actually I'll put up a picture because I did take a picture of it. I think it says something like 100% merino with organic material with a little bit of organic material, which there is. So it's very like unprocessed. I have no idea what I feel like what I'll do. What I imagine for this one is like a almost kind of like my Craga, like something very cable-y, like something really fisherman sweatery, like really rough, kind of like that's a rough guy sweater, but it'll be for me. I don't know if that's like accurate, like that is the vibe that this would give if I knitted with it. What does it say? Okay, it says, I'm getting an echo from here. Okay, Sistari Sheep and Wool Company, 3-pound cone in 3-ply DK in natural white and 100% merino wool. Does anybody have any clue how? I guess I could do the math, right? 3 pounds of DK, like how many yards is that? I don't know how to find that out. Maybe if I Googled it. Anyway, but oh yeah, so that was my idea. I'd have plenty, I'm sure, for a rustic-y fisherman sweater. But I also think, I assume, tell me if I'm wrong, I assume this would be good to try to dye on because it's like totally unprocessed. It's just, yeah, natural. So yeah, that's the plan. That's that. And it was $50 for 3 pounds, which, like I said, I can't think of how many yards that would be. I have no idea, but I assume it's a lot. It looks like a lot. So I was like, yeah, that seems like a good price. I mean, this was a lot. And I know it's thinner, but like, okay, yeah. It's a lot smaller. 500 grams. How many pounds is 500 grams? I don't remember how to do that. But anyway, I love cones. And this is, I just needed to have it. I just needed it. You know, I saw it. I thought, I can't not have that. And so I got it. And Kristen got one too. And we'll play around with dyeing maybe sometime. That is everything I bought. I also bought some buttons for my many cardigans that I'm planning. But they're all the way on the 3rd floor, so I will not go get them right now. That's everything that I have. So now it's story time. Yeah, let me tell, okay, not real story time, but I'm just going to do a little life update. So my last semester of school was the most miserable, horrible experience. My life has been good. My life's fine. Like, I am in a good place in my life. School was absolute misery. I was in a class called, oh my God, I can't remember what it was called. I just yeeted it out of my brain as soon as I finished. But it was called Data and Information in Systems. What does that mean? I don't even know. I got an A+, by the way, in a dang class. I got an A+. I am an overachiever for sure. So the fact that it was so hard for me, like, I could have taken it easier on myself. I didn't have to get an A+. I didn't have to, but I did anyway. And it was miserable. The class was about Python. My doggy's coming. You can't come here. No, you can't. Brief interlude. As I was pausing and restarting my video, I saw that Purl Jade posted a new video, and I think she hasn't posted one in like 6 months, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna finish this and watch it and knit or something. I don't know. I've been knitting all day, so maybe I won't save this. But like, she's the one who like makes me feel like it's okay that I can drink wine because she's the first one that I saw do it. I'm sure many other people drink wine on their podcast, but I was like, she looks like she's having a good time. I want that. Anyway, go watch Purl Jade. Her new video's out. I'm excited to go do that very soon. Yeah, what was I saying? My class. It was horrible. I had to learn, okay, I'm so bad at even explaining what it was. I had to learn coding on Python. I am not like a computer science person. Neither is anyone else in that class. Like, we all want to be librarians. I get the need for us to understand like how these things kind of work, but the depth of this class, like, we had to do ridiculous project, and I have never thought that hard. I've never used my brain that hard, except that maybe one other time. Because I did NaNoWriMo once, which is National Novel Writing Month of November, and that was probably the hardest I ever used my brain. But I liked it, so it was okay. This, I hated. I hated it. People were like, oh, now you're going to know how to code. I'm like, no, it's gone. It's gone. It's out. I threw it out. I did it. I got the A+. It's over. I'm never going to code again. But I do understand it now. It was horrible. Just imagine if you have no friggin' clue about coding or anything, or even how to download the coding software that you have to use, and then you have to make a whole project coding and doing visualizations. We had to do visualizations of data that we collected from open data sources. And it was like a group project. Thank God it was a group project. I loved my group members. We supported each other. We had each other's back. We went through the trauma together. Thank God for them. But anyway, that wasn't even my only class. I was in another class this past semester too, which was really good. I really liked it. I got to do a field observation. I got to go into a 2nd grade classroom, and the second graders loved me, and it was so precious. And it reaffirmed that I'm doing the right thing. Like, I had not, I guess before this past semester, I wasn't sure that I would become a school librarian and it would be right. Like, I was still a little bit afraid, like, what if I do it and I hate it? No, I was in that second grade classroom and it was like joyful and life affirming. So it's the right career path. I will be a school librarian, and that's great. I will not be a coder. I will not work in IT. I will not do anything with computer. No. Anyway, so the amount of homework that we had to do on top of our humongous semester-long project, and the amount of dumb, pointless readings we had to do. Oh, it's over. I was not in a place to do a podcast while I was taking that class. Like, it was taking up all of my brain power. It's over though. Sorry, I needed a little vent sesh. Thank you for letting me do that. It was horrible. So that's where I've been. And now this new semester has started, and I, because of the way the classes are offered, there's not very many classes offered in summer. So I'm only taking one class this semester for the first time since I started my master's degree. And I love it. And it feels like I'm barely taking a class at all. Like, my homework is due on Sunday tonight at midnight. And I finished it on Thursday because it was the only homework I had to do. I feel very relieved. I feel very free. And I feel like myself again. Like, when I was going through that class, I was just waking up, working, coming home and doing homework. I have like a chronic neck thing and chronic neck pain. And oh boy, was it exacerbated by sitting at a desk for 8 hours at work and then coming home and sitting at a desk for another 6 hours after. And then on the weekends, waking up in the morning, going upstairs and sitting at a desk for 12 hours. So, and maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe I didn't do that every day, but I did it enough. Which is why I needed these, because I was upstairs all the time in the attic and it was freezing. So anyway, that's my life update. What else is going on in my life? Just, I had an orchestra concert since I last podcasted. Actually, I think I had two, but Ben took some video at my last one. It was really fun, and we honestly like had a really good concert. And I was really frustrated with the music because the music was really hard. We played the Firebird by Stravinsky. Sorry. The Firebird by Stravinsky. And it was super hard. It was really hard. And I was actively mad at the conductor because I was like, how dare he pick this music? This is too hard for me. And we pulled it off. We got a standing ovation. We did it. Ben didn't record any of the Firebird. He recorded the other one though. Florence Price Symphony No. 3, which was beautiful. A beautiful symphony. So I'll add that in my last little montage of my past couple months. You might see some snow. I don't know how much video I got back in like winter. We'll see. I'll smush it all in together just to have a little montage of my life. Okay, right. I'm going on too long. I want to have a little book section too. Okay, just short. Okay. These are the books that I've found the best out of I think I've read 26 books this year so far, which is less than I usually do because of school. I read a lot and I listen to audiobooks all the time. Look, I bought this because I loved it so much, and Danko bit it. He's a bad boy and I love him so much. This is all of the bad things he does is our fault. I am very aware. All of it is our fault. He is just a baby boy. But anyway, I bought this from Thrift Books. It is not a library book. It's just a resold library book. He bit it, and now I'm like, I kind of want to just throw it out. I don't know. What do you think? What would you do? I could put it in like the little free library, but why am I, like, people don't need to have this bit up book. It's not ruined. I could read it, but like, I am into the aesthetic of books. I rearranged my bookshelves. I love my bookshelf now. It's lovely. Anyway, Haven. Let's talk about that. By Emma Donoghue, who is the author of Room, which was also a 5-star read for me. Loved it. So, Haven, it's about 3 monks in the 14th century? Oh, geez, 7th century. Right, a long time ago. 7th century. They sail off to an island because one monk has a vision from God that he needs to create a monastery on this island. This is the island. It's based on the island that was in the Star Wars Return of the Jedi. No. I am a Star Wars fan. What's wrong with me? Not The Force Awakens, but the one after it. It's the island that oh my god. I'm embarrassed. I'll put it here. I swear to God I know this. That island. It's escaping me. Okay. Ooh, Kitty's here. Have you seen my kitty yet? She's very aloof. Here, she's a baby. Just a baby. You don't like to be held. I'm sorry. Okay. Goodbye. Okay. It was set on that island for, like, the setting of the book, and this picture is that island. So, it's great to imagine that, like, just desolate place is the setting for this book, and they go there. But the lead monk, what is that called? The father, he's kind of insane, and he thinks that God will provide, that they don't have to like work for their food or anything. He's just like kind of sits there and just lets like the other 2 monks like take care of him, and they're like, okay, like we're gonna run out of food now and firewood. Let's go back to the mainland and stock up. He's like, what are you talking about? God will provide. And so they're like fighting him, but also like they're subservient to him. It's like, it's very psychological, but like the tension between the 3 characters, and I just love it. They're trapped on this island and they're trying to do their best, and it just gets more and more like tense, and it was really good and really unique. I've never read anything like this. Emma Donoghue is amazing. I'm going to read The Wonder by her next. That's going to be my next Emma Donoghue one. She's really good. So, recommend this one, but not one that's been bitten by a dog. I will never read this. Like, I'll never want to read this because of, like, again, I mean, because of this. Anyway, I'm sorry. I always do this in the evening and then the light goes away. I'm sorry, but it's how it is. I'm sure you can still see me at least. It's okay. So another thing. Oh, I did end up finishing. I think I said last time I wanted to finish Sense and Sensibility, and I did, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. This copy is beautiful, but its pages are like shiny, so I couldn't write in it. Like, I did write in it, but it wasn't easy. So there's like pencil marks, but it's hard to see. Anyways, Jane Austen is a genius, and I don't have to really say much about that, but Sense and Sensibility, I do still have Persuasion left. I've not read it. I probably won't read it this year. I'm still trying to like save them and not read them too quickly. So yeah, that's that. And then the other thing that I'm super excited about is that me and my friend Jenna and our friend Hannah have been doing a book club. We're reading the Series of Unfortunate Events. Let me tell you, this is one of the funniest book series. It's hilarious. I don't think I've laughed this much at a book ever, and every single book is hilarious. I don't think I understood how funny it was when I was a child. It's like when you reread books that you loved as a child, you're kind of like afraid. You're like, oh, am I going to read it? And it's going to be like, oh, it wasn't actually that good. It was just like you were a kid. No, I appreciate this way more now than I did as a kid. I remember it being creepy and being like weirded out and wanting to see what they were going to do. I don't remember laughing at it. I don't remember finding it funny. It's hilarious. Read it if you want to laugh. And after we read the first one, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to like track some things as we go. And so I started like tabbing these things. So the orange is when they talk about their family, which is not often, like their parents, the Baudelaire's parents. The green or the greenish yellow is where Lemony Snicket talks about his life, which is a lot. Because like at the end, I want to be like, oh, what's going on? And because the author is a character too. Lemony Snicket is a pseudonym for Daniel Harmon? No, not Harmon. Something, but yeah. He's like a character also who has like an impact on the story. And so he says a lot of like cryptic ass things about like what is going on in his life or what was happening to his mysterious beloved Beatrice. So I tabbed those things. And then the blue are just like really good quotes that I just wanted to remember for my life. So I'm on 7. We got through 6 and we did 2 book club sessions and it's been really fun. Start a book club with your friends and read books that you know that you will all like. I actually have a book club at work and it's really hard because I'm trying to like get a bunch of different people to join and like they're not my buddies, so I can't tell like what they're gonna like. And I also am picking books that I've never read before, so I don't know. I feel like we need a bonding session of like everyone loved this book, but that hasn't happened yet. I'm hoping it'll happen, but it's happening with a series of unfortunate events. When you read a book with a book club and everyone loves it, that is the best. Oh, I don't have it. The last one that I wanted to mention is Frenchman's Creek by Daphne du Maurier. It was like so good. And I'm so surprised that it's not more well known. Like everyone knows Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And then her second most well known is Jamaica Inn. I did read Jamaica Inn and it was okay. But Frenchman's Creek was awesome. Like if you like romance, read it. Frenchman's Creek, the writing was so good because it's Daphne du Maurier. She's a genius. And it was about a girl who is discontent with her life and she meets a pirate and they fall in love and they're like going on adventures. It was like an adventure romance. And I think that people nowadays who like modern like fantasy romances would actually really like it. So maybe I recommend that one. It was really good. It was a lot of like themes of like desire versus what's the word? Duty versus desire, kind of nature versus city, family versus like self. No, it was fantastic. So I blew through it. It was really fun. It is absolutely dark out. I always do this. Even this morning I was like, I'm gonna film it early and then it won't get dark. But it did get dark. Thanks for being here with me, everybody. I had fun. I'm glad. Seriously, this is like a celebration that I am back to being a real person again after last semester. Cheers, everybody. And keep knitting and reading, and I'll talk to you hopefully soon, in not 5 months from now. I love you all. Thanks for being here. Have fun watching my little montage of my life. Okay, bye.